Test, 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 1, 2. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the YabsComedy podcast. I'm Yabs, and to my left is recurring guest, I guess you could say, Bruce Winton.
I thought you forgot my name.
Sans Ken Field, because Ken is busy moving this weekend. But we are kicking off another episode of the YabsComedy podcast. Bruce Winton is to my left. He is, of course, writer, actor, producer, director. What's your website again? Steelblade is your... No, that's your email. I'm not going to give that out.
I don't have a website per se, but I do have my Bentworks Media on Facebook at the moment.
Yes, that's right.
Bentworks Media. BNTWERKS Media. And look it up on Facebook and you'll see it and you can follow it and see everything I'm up to of late.
Yeah. And do you have a Twitter? You don't have a Twitter. You don't tweet, whatever? Okay. So we're just shooting the shit right now. We're gonna talk about whatever. I haven't seen you in months, or a couple of months, I guess.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Your last birthday party, anyway.
Yeah, this was late January.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have been getting a lot of, I guess, travel time since for my day job, but I'm back in Dallas, and we got about 4 months and change before I head out to the city that never sleeps to pursue that good old career of writing for late night TV and Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
The dream is still alive, and that's the finish line right there. I was actually watching Trading Places the other day with Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd. I think it was like 82 they made it. With Jamie Lee Curtis. She was the young, hot Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Karate Man, bruise on the inside. Stop being a jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving. Gotta love those lines.
Is there a problem, officers?
Yeah, yeah. But, so I have no idea what we're going to talk about. We're going to just try to fill up 35, 40 minutes of...
We're trying to come up with those legal scripts, those...
Okay, yeah.
Convention, whatever that was.
Okay, so, Bruce brings up a good point. Basically, our friend, Joanne, she is running, I guess you could say it's a sketch comedy show that is done every year by the great people of, I think it's the Dallas Bar Association. I want to say that, but I could be wrong. Sorry if I messed that up. But it's called Bar None, the comedy show. And it's just a bunch of lawyers that love to put on a show for raising money, that kind of deal. Every summer they do, I think, one show, and they feature sketches. And so last year I was going to submit some stuff, and then I lost the thumb drive that had all my stuff on there.
Ooh,
exactly.
Ouch.
And then now I had to remember what the hell I put on there because I bought a new laptop.
You've been drunk since then.
Since then, yeah, exactly. Yeah, once you serve like prison time and AA, things start getting cloudy, But for some reason I couldn't remember all the stuff that I had in there. And transferring stuff from my old laptop to my new laptop, I was not a genius. And so the current laptop I just have my new stuff that I've been typing in there. But it's not the same. I had gold. I had 4 good sketches, 5 minutes each, and they were pretty good. But one of them that I will be submitting that I'm going to just send out, because it's my favorite one, so I'm just going to do that. But yeah, so we're with Bruce right now to hash out, I guess, a third, since you're going to submit one from you, and I'm going to submit one from me, and then together we have like a baby script
We are not having a baby
No, no,
together.
but I'm talking about in the
We
entertainment
are not
concept.
having a baby
You know how a
together.
director or a producer get together to make a movie? We're doing that, except
Okay.
instead of a movie, it's a 5 minute clean PG
Well,
sketch
I saw that
show.
glow in your eye. I was worried for a minute, but okay, we
That's
could do
not a
a movie
glow.
together. I don't know
That's
what that is, but that was worried.
conjunctivitis. So that's a actually I have to include that could be a sketch talking about pink eye.
Pink eye.
Just for 5 minutes. Can you
Maybe.
believe like the people that have the audacity to show up at a movie theater with pink eye? I always thought that this was just really messed up. So back in the day when you had 3D glasses that you could kind of give back because they rented them, like they were just put them in a bag as you're leaving the theater. You get done with the movie, then you throw them in that bin that says 3D glasses, and then
Yeah.
the new audience people that show up for the next showing, they just go in the bin and then they don't even wipe them or Lysol them. You just put them back on your eyes after
I thought they
somebody.
like sterilized them and rewrapped them or something.
I don't remember that
Because they're
because
usually in a wrapper. The one I go to the theater, you have to take them out of the wrapper to wear them.
well now they thought of that, but back then
Oh, back
you
then.
had to share them like a library book. Like you got all kinds of fingerprints and jizz on there. Like it's just the. What if you're enjoying the movie really? You're enjoying it so much to where you know
I don't know if anyone can enjoy Pete's Dragon that well. I'm sorry.
Pee Wee Herman.
Well, yeah, he
He
enjoys
he
everything
he
that well. It
enjoyed
didn't
it
matter
with
what he was watching.
an eye full of jizz, but it's that's what people do. But anyway, that's how people get sick. And I remember reading a news story where people were getting pink eye from going to see 3D movie.
Yeah, which is probably
And
why they started
so
sterilizing the blessed thing.
that's why and plus I already wear glasses, so there's no point in me wearing double glasses. It's the stupidest thing ever. This is why the movie studio companies are failing. They're forgetting that the people with, stigmatisms and the nerds, the four eyes, they're already going in with glasses and then they're charging you money for, oh yeah, here's some 3D shades. Oh, I don't need this. Yes, you do. And you look like an idiot wearing double glasses. Then your date leaves you, and then it's awkward. And that's why you have you in your hand, and then hence the jizz to the eyes. I just explained it. It's like a science.
It seems a bit convoluted to me.
Hey, I expect a Nobel Prize based on my findings. Heavily researched findings in a Tampa Bay area movie theater. Good old Pee Wee Herman.
Good old Pee Wee Herman. Why
But
did he do it twice before they arrested him? Wasn't it
did he
illegal
do
the
it
first
twice?
time? As I understood, it was twice. Why didn't they arrest him after the first time? Was he putting on a good show or something? I don't know. What was going
It
on?
was pregame. I don't think it counts if it's pregame. It's like it's the pregame show.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I've never heard that before. You're the first person to actually tell me that, but
Well, I'm old enough to remember when it was new.
eh,
Sorry.
what are you like?
Oh, about
30?
21. I'm 21.
You're 21? Yeah. Um, but yeah, good old Pee Wee Herman, who's back apparently on Netflix. I noticed that he has a movie
New
out.
movie, Pee Wee's Big Holiday or something like that.
He's 50, I think. I remember reading somewhere he's 51 or 52. That's no, I have no words for that. Like, stop bringing back shit from back in the day, like Full House. I don't care. Uh, Golden Girls they can try, but you're just gonna have like Betty White and three corpses just sitting on the couch. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, before you know it, there'll be another Pauly Shore movie or something, you know?
Hey, Pauly Shore is the greatest actor of our time. Let's
Biodome
just.
2.
Biodome was good.
Biodome 2.
Uh, what was that? That jury duty one. Was it called Jury Duty?
I think it was.
And then there was In the Army Now. God, he
Yeah.
made so many crap movies. I remember once on Twitter he followed me. I for some reason I got a notification and I made sure it wasn't a fan club. I was like, is this one of those Pauly Shore fan club? No, it said Pauly Shore and then it has the verified. When it's verified, that's the actual celebrity. They have the little check mark. and Pauly Shore followed me. And I don't remember what joke I posted to make him think that, I deserved him to follow me, but I was like, cool.
Something about Pee Wee Herman in the movie theater, probably.
It was probably the 3D glass jizz thing, yeah. But anyway, so shout out to Pauly Shore. He probably unfollowed me now. I don't know. Who cares?
He might be in the audience. Well, he was in the audience. We just lost our Pauly Shore
Yeah.
demographic.
What's that movie with him and Tiffany Amber Thiessen? Son-in-Law.
Son-in-Law.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie. I don't. Out of all the Pauly Shore ones, I could say that was pretty funny, but I didn't like the others. Anyway,
You actually like some of them?
like
Catching
in the sense of I would jump in front of a bus. That's the kind of way I like. Son-in-Law, I would jump in front of the bus, but then I would just have my arm taken out. So that's the kind of spectrum you're working with.
That is a pretty wide spectrum. It would be okay to lose body parts.
You gotta take one for the team, I guess.
I guess so. This movie could have been that awful.
No, it was.
They had their funny moments, or they wouldn't have kept making them.
I think if I rewatched it, I'd probably just hit pause and just think about life and why I chose that moment to watch the movie. Because when you're a kid, that movie's funny, it's hilarious. But then you get older, you realize. Like the other day, somebody was telling me. So I was in line at the grocery store. I was buying stuff for, whatever, food so I could live longer. But, you gotta eat, so instead of your stomach turning inside out. But I was buying something, and I think it was this guy in the checkout line with me, and I guess we were talking about sci-fi, or he was talking about Back to the Future, and I'm a huge Back to the Future fan.
Okay.
But then I told him about how my whole thing about how Marty, he shows up at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and his parents are there after hooking his parents up, which sounds disgusting, but helping your dad score with your mom, He tells them if you ever have a kid and he decides to burn the carpet and he's 8, let him, let him easy or whatever, let him off easy. And then he leaves, and then they're like, Marty, that's a nice name. But then he has an older brother, so they said, fuck it, we're going to name this guy whatever. And then, oh yeah, Marty, by the way, the guy that brought us together in 1955, let's just name our second child Marty. So I was like, And then the way that the Doc Brown was friends with Marty, we just knew that he was this scientist guy, that he was friends with Marty, the high school student. Nothing creepy about that at all. Like a 17-year-old kid hanging out
with a 70-year-old weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. That to me was weird. So they never explained it.
Because they were friends before, sort of.
Well, Chris Hansen wasn't there, so I guess things were legal back then, back in the mid '80s.
Oh, man.
But the soundtrack is timeless. We agreed. That's the only thing we got down to just Huey Lewis is a god. So let's just, and then he bought his eggs and I went my merry way or whatever. But yeah, it's quite the interesting conversation to have when you're buying groceries on a Saturday. I know there's flaws in other movies too, but that's one of my favorite. Yeah. I've heard the reviews for Batman versus Superman.
I've heard a few people that wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Apparently it's not as bad as people thought it could be, but I don't know if it's going to be like a great classic or anything. I
don't want to say much because I'm friends with somebody associated with the Batman franchise, but he knows how I feel about Christian Bale as Batman in the last one. The voice changing it pissed me off. I couldn't sit through Dark Knight.
Voice,
the garbage disposal. So, like he sounded like a Gremlins if you feed him after midnight. It was just. I'm like, Christian Bale's a great actor, but no, Batman doesn't need to sound like that.
Fat Albert impersonation, that's close as he could get.
So he's just like, hey,
hey, to the Batmobile.
Criminals. I can't do it. It's more like it's a Cosby impersonation, basically. You see. I got my back cape.
It's Batman and the Cosby Kids.
And a roofie kid. Oh, I don't know. That's stupid. We can move on from roofies and Cosby. But yeah, I just I, I don't think eventually I know I'll see the movie, but I don't think I'll see it right away
I'm gonna
because
go
I
watch
don't
all
know
of
what the
yours.
hell's going on. All these fanboy people that I know, fanboys that try to explain to me why they're fighting, and I just tune out and I go, okay, so back in the early '90s, Superman died in that comic book
Yeah,
with
I remember
versus
that.
Doomsday. Batman was never there. I mean, I don't remember seeing a Batman in that comic book. So this movie doesn't make sense from the get go. Secondly, Zack Snyder's directing. I don't really
But what else has he done?
300 all the movies that have no color basically. Like you just have he he basically takes a flashlight and he goes through the woods at 3 a.m. That's how he films every fucking scene. Like the man doesn't like daytime. He's a vampire director. It's the worst. Like this is why I have to hold my tongue. I can't talk
The black
anymore.
and white aficionado, Zack Snyder.
It's not even black and white. It's just really just. Could we turn the lights down and just film in pitch black? And then
Glorified radio shows is what he's doing, right?
yeah, like 300 was great for a movie that came out that time. We were like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then everything after that, he kind of just kept doing that, and it's like we
Do
don't.
something else.
Yeah, like use different colors. I like the way he shoots, but he just needs to add more color. So, and I know I'm not the only person that had the problem with that.
Yeah.
And Man of Steel I saw, and Henry Cavill's Henry Cavill. I don't know how to.
It was okay. The movie.
It was something to watch. It was entertaining. It was Iron Man 2 basically. You paid, you sat there, you watched it, you're like, okay, and then you never rented it again. You never bought it or rented it.
Something
It's
like that, yeah.
yeah, it's
I
just
noticed that all the Earth people in that one had like no makeup, and all the Kryptonians all had the severe Barbie perfect makeup going on. Did you notice that?
no.
I noticed that because I thought, wait, Amy Adams, is that a freckle on her face? What's going on? It's
Oh,
like,
like she hardly wore.
actually, I don't wear any makeup at all. All the
But
Earth
Zod
dudes,
was all like glistening
they're all
and looked
glistening.
like he stepped
Exactly,
out of a shower.
exactly. Yeah.
Maybe it was just he has a little emotional asphyxiation to people from Krypton. I don't know. Zack Snyder is probably an alien lover.
Maybe.
The complete opposite of Trump. That's wrong. I don't like to get political, so we'll try to skip out of it.
Yeah, well, I've
I
got plenty to say about Trump
People know
already.
that my feelings towards how I feel about politics. I couldn't care less for either party, but that's just me. Anyway, so yeah, Zack Snyder, he's making money, he's doing his thing, but again, I don't think of him as a top 5 director. He's not Michael Bay because Michael Bay's the devil. I just think
Yeah, he is a
I
wonderful
would
actor.
see a Zack Snyder
I
movie.
gotta agree with that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
Michael Bay is stop making Ninja Turtles, stop ruining Transformers for like my childhood is pretty much on Michael Bay's list of what else can we fuck up, If he does Smurfs or reboots Smurfs or something or what's that Inspector Gadget if they
Inspector
do that,
Gadget.
I will.
Well, they've already had movies.
Yeah, but if he's gonna bring his own version, like they had Turtles,
Well,
Ninja
good point.
Turtles,
They did, didn't
and
they?
then he brings it in to where let's not make April a tall redhead with a yellow news jumpsuit like in the cartoon.
Make her Megan
Let's
Ford.
her let's
Oh,
make
Megan Fox. I mean.
Megan Fox because I hate the bitch and we didn't get along for 4 Transformers movies. That doesn't make sense to me, but maybe
There's
she was
only
under
2 of them.
contract to work with them. Who
Could
knows?
be. But
Yeah. Anyway,
there were like 3 Turtles TV series, weren't there? I know the
I only know the
original
original.
in the 80s, and there
Yeah.
was another one in the 90s, I think.
Didn't they have the
I think there was a
digital one,
computer
the
one,
new
digital one,
computer? Yeah, yeah.
I think there's 3 of them.
That was on Cartoon Network, I think, but I don't know. That's how you know you're getting older. Just all the stuff you grew up with. These new kids
Yeah.
like them, and you're like, that's not the same, idiot. Like, and then their mother's like, why are you talking to my child that way? You're like, why am I in a Toys R Us yelling at a 9-year-old? Must be the Jim Beam.
The Jim Beam, that's right.
Shouldn't have wandered in here on a Sunday.
I've always always thought it strange that you could get good bar service at a Toys R Us on
Dude,
Sunday.
you
I
know,
don't know why.
like that easy bake oven, weed. That's. But I never understood the light bulb
That's how they
would
cook.
cook.
Because
The light bulb doesn't cook anything.
those old light bulbs gave off a bit of heat, and that's what it was using.
That was insane that we could just the FDA
I mean, you
said,
couldn't do
you
like
know what? Let's
yeah, and the
put
FDA actually signed
a
out saying, no, this is better.
plutonium light bulb inside of as this
No,
little
it was a
girl is
regular
exposing
6-watt
her
light
skin
bulb.
and brain.
It was a regular
Oh.
60-watt light bulb. That's how inefficient those blessed things were. They put out a lot of heat.
So you had a little 6-year-old girl eating raw cookie dough and and brownies. And mother's like, "Where's
No,
where's little Molly?" And she's just passed
you
out.
couldn't like fry eggs in a thing.
Oh,
You
no.
couldn't do like a roast beast in a thing. You know?
No. But
But
let's
that
bake
you
a
could do.
fucking cake. Is
A little cake you could do.
that?
You could do a cupcake.
That's not even
It's
right.
almost scary. It's almost scary that it actually could. I mean, the whole plutonium radiation light bulb. No, it wasn't. But
These were Nazi scientists that came up with
probably.
this. Easy Bake Oven was Nazi scientists.
Boom. You will have cupcake now.
Tony will have cupcakes. I can just picture. Hitler walks in a room and they're just like, "All right, we have the technology to bring down the Americans. How so?
Easy bake
With
oven.
carbs and sugar. Those fat asses will not know what hit them." And then Hitler's like, "Yes, da."
Da is Russian, Turkey.
Oh, whatever.
Da
I
is
don't.
German.
They're all the same, right?
They're all the fascists.
Mussolini, Hitler.
Mussolini, Hitler, Stalin.
They all raised their hand and pointed at whatever.
Yeah.
It's
What was it? Like North Korea and full
There's
pot,
good
whatever it
Korea
is.
and there's bad
Good
Korea.
Korea and bad Korea. That's right.
Yeah. Because they always wonder, where's the soccer team from? No, that's South Korea. They're allowed to go to the Olympics and World Cup.
But not North.
North Korea, you don't see much of them going
Well,
anywhere.
it's their own government.
They still think it's 1958. That's how sad
Yeah,
it
they
is.
do.
Just show up with an iPad and freak them out. Yeah. It's like going back in time.
Show up with a bullhorn and a pistol. They think you're a god. He's loud. He strikes them dead. Look at him. He's a god.
You give them Benadryl and they don't have allergies anymore. All of a sudden you're, oh dear fearless leader, you cured my pollen
That's right.
allergy. So shout out to North Korean fans out there listening to this. You probably won't listen to it for another 20 years, but you know.
Might have lost our North Korea demographic.
Oh yeah.
Joke.
Looks like my passport's not good over there, so shucks. Can't really go to North Korea like I planned on.
I did see that movie, The Interview.
Yeah, I saw it too.
It wasn't as bad as they made it out to be, but
It's a Franco Rogan movie.
yeah. What do you expect from those? You know,
They have the. I saw this trailer for. It's a movie about food. That's what it is. It's Rogan and Franco just did an animated movie, a 2-hour animation about food, and it's like adult themed everything, like dialogue, everything. It's basically. I
don't remember that.
yeah, you can look it up. I don't know what it was, but it looks. I don't care for it. I mean, like after you watch Pineapple Express and you know Your Highness, I didn't like that much. That's the one that I don't consider the upper echelon of their movies. I liked The Interview better than that, but
wow, that's saying a lot.
but slightly better. To me, Pineapple Express was just amazing. I laughed so hard at that.
Yeah, that was a funny one. I did enjoy that one.
But he wasn't in Superbad, was he? Franco was not in that. No, Jonah Hill.
That was just Jonah Hill. None
yeah.
of the guys were in it for Jonah Hill and Michael Cera.
Oh yeah, Michael Cera.
I think Michael Cera.
Superbad was one of my favorite movies when it first came out.
This Is the End.
That was pretty funny because it had so many celebrities in
there.
there.
I know, and they were all dying all over.
It's like Elijah Wood and what's her name? Emma Watson.
Emma Watson was in it.
And Rihanna gets her ass grabbed by Jonah Hill. I think it was just so many people in there. You know.
Lots of cameos. They're
Yeah.
falling into the pits and dying and everything.
Aziz Ansari. Michael Cera was on shrooms or something in the
He was
bathroom.
high in a
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. It was a funny movie. That was pretty
It
funny.
was, yeah, pretty funny.
Well,
We found the dollar theater and laughed our asses off at that one.
yeah. I can't think of that food movie, but anyway, so yeah, it always comes down to Hollywood's just starting to suck at making
They want to make money
movies.
first and story second. That's what it looks like to me for the most part. They're more about getting their investment back or trying to guarantee getting their
The
investment
first
back
week
after,
is all they care about, the
yeah,
first weekend.
and not so much about a story.
Like Zootopia made, it's already made 300 mil. That movie was funny. I don't know if you've
Okay, I haven't
seen.
seen it yet.
I
I've seen a
I
trailer
saw it
for
the
it.
first opening weekend. It
All the
was
bureaucrats are like snails or slugs or something.
yeah, yeah. It was I liked it. I mean, it had who was in that? Bradley Cooper, I think, was in it. I can't.
Not live action though, it's just
No, no,
voices.
no. His voices. I forget who else. Kristen Wiig. It was a ton of people that were
Yeah.
funny in there, but and then I'm hearing they're making Hangover 4.
Why did they even make 2 or even 3?
I don't know, but I
The first
heard.
one, I enjoyed the first one. It was funny.
I enjoyed the first one. I was surprised at how funny it was. Because the second time I watched it, I laughed even harder. The second one, I couldn't watch that much. It was all right, but and then the third one I saw
Yeah, I
for
didn't even
free, and I
bother.
was so happy because I wouldn't have paid $10 to see that. The Lady Boy and all that. That was just weird. Like they can't go through this crap every time they have a bachelor party.
They're going to learn at some point, you would think. Hot
Yeah.
Tub Time Machine 2 wasn't too bad. I mean, not
I
wasn't
liked
terrible.
that one way better than the
Better
first.
than the first one.
I laughed so hard at that. Rob Corddry was great in the second version.
Which one was he? He was
He played. He was the guy that gets shot in the dick.
Oh, okay,
Do you
okay.
remember
The
the
dick,
bald
okay.
dude?
Shot him in the dick. Time travel.
It's funny how that movie did well, but looking at the plot, you're like a hot tub. It basically is the title, but then you look at what's that? Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz did a movie, uh, Sex Tape,
Sex tape.
and
Yeah.
that bombed. But the whole concept right there was pretty funny, because they actually send the tape up in the cloud and everyone gets it. And
Yeah, they
again,
accidentally email it around or
yeah, and
something
then
like
Rob
that.
Corddry
Trying to
says,
do
"We
a
got your
try to
tape,"
do it.
and he goes, "That was a 3-hour tape." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "That's like with the movie Lincoln. I watched you have sex the
For
same length
3 hours.
as Lincoln. You fucked for that long." I just thought that was a funny line. You
Now I
know.
gotta watch that one. I haven't seen that one yet. I'll
Yeah,
watch that one
it's already it did horrible because it had Cameron Diaz because
She's hot.
she's getting old
Yeah,
or
but still, she's still.
but
I
she
mean,
did what was it Annie? They tried to remake Annie with Black Annie with Jamie Foxx and her. That
that's right. She played the orphanage runner,
runner,
orphanage or
the
something like that. Yeah.
headmaster, yeah, it's I didn't see it, but I remember they were trying so hard to promote it, and it was
Yeah.
just they were trying
I
too
saw the
hard
trailer
because.
for it. I mean, the little girl, like she was just
No,
fabulous.
she's cute
Yeah,
and
she
she's
looking pretty good.
talented, but
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to see no Black Annie. I mean, like to me, okay, a lot of friends are probably gonna hate me for this. I don't like musicals because I don't think people should be singing just because. Like, at what point do you ever sit at work and let's say it's Friday, you get paid, you check your statement or your direct
And you bust
deposit,
out into song
and then you
over it.
start
Yeah.
singing? Somebody would punch you in the face and go, "Stop fucking singing, idiot!" Like. People just go, "Oh, I met a boy. He was." It's like, no, 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 no. That's enough. They should just call it. If I ever write a musical, it's gonna be 2 seconds long, and it's gonna be called. That's enough. That's just me, though. So I'm getting
That's
ready
our
for
next
some
skit
hate
to
mail.
shoot. That's our skit to shoot. It'll be like a 4-second skit.
4 seconds.
We'll build it up. We're gonna build you a big song and go, oh yes, and
It's like the Les Mis trailer, and then all of a sudden the announcer goes from the writers of, whatever, and then it's just this girl gets on screen, she's about to belt out something, and then it's like,
yeah.
that's enough. We're gonna need you to not do that at all for a while, like ever. So that's my stance on musicals. No wonder I'm single. A lot of chicks like musicals, but I don't care for one. I'll support my friends that are acting in theater and music, but for
I've been
me,
in a musical too.
like Wizard of Oz,
Reefer
I did
Madness.
enjoy.
Reefer Madness, the musical. You got to see it if you haven't.
Never heard of it. Is
Not
that
only
like a
did.
Cheech and Chong?
Well, you ever heard of the old movie Reefer Madness back in the 30s, the anti-pop movie?
I have not.
Dude, give me your geek card. Just hand your geek card right over to me now.
The geek card doesn't exist because it just has the punch card for Back to the Future, and maybe a little bit of Star Wars. But
Well, I'm
again,
going to loan you a geek
I
card.
have a man card. All chicks' numbers are on there. I
All the geek
mean,
numbers on your man card.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to issue you a geek card just so I can pull the damn thing. But
Okay.
it's a really bad film, one of those hilariously bad films, a cult movie, you know?
Like The Room.
The Room. But they made a musical of it back in 2005 on Showtime, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It really, it was on stage, and it came out like right before 9/11. They had to pull it because it was all about,
Islam.
no, it was
I'm
about
sorry.
blindly trusting the government to some extent, about how the government tells you this, therefore you must blindly accept it.
Oh,
So they had like
Patriot Act, all
they
this
had to
stuff.
pull it right then and there.
Oh,
Yeah.
convenient.
Oh yeah, and there's a line right in at the end. How's that line go?
Spoiler alert! What the hell?
Well, okay, you're right.
Does it?
Reefer
Is
Madness
it?
the musical. Go look it up. It's hilarious.
All right.
It's got the chick who played Veronica Mars in it and Bondage Gear. Go for it.
I have no idea who that is. I know her face, but I can't think of her. I get her confused with what's her name from
Yeah, I knew
Big
who that
Bang
is.
Theory.
They both look the same.
Yeah, to me.
Kaylee Cuoco, but
No, not Kaylee. The Howard's girl, Wolowitz's wife, the blonde with
oh yeah,
the weird mousy voice,
the
nasally.
mousy one.
Yeah, I get her confused with the girl from Veronica Mars.
Why? They don't look anything alike.
They're blonde, short girls. I don't know. They have that face that they have the bangs, and I can't tell. I don't know. No, I'm not saying I'm racist. I'm just saying
Just
they
saying,
look
all
the
white people
same.
look alike to you. That's
No,
what
they
all
don't.
white blonde chicks look alike to you.
Only when I rob them. That
Oh.
when I commit crimes. That's
You
when
steal
they.
their hearts.
Exactly. Thank you for saving that joke because I would have had a female demographic would have gone nuclear on me. Okay, so are you excited about any movies coming out soon?
Let's see, any new movies
Since we're on
coming
the
out?
topic of
No, not
of
really. Um,
so you're done for 2016. So Deadpool you saw?
I saw Deadpool.
You're officially okay then because I think a
I
lot
love
of people
Deadpool. That
don't
was
care
a
for any other movie.
blast of a movie. It was. They really
I
pulled
saw
it
it
off.
twice, man.
We
It was
saw it
good.
twice.
And I haven't seen a movie twice within like 2 weeks of like literally
I don't think I've ever done
you
that.
see a Friday night and then you go like the next Thursday.
And watch it
That's
again.
so quick to me. Like I usually wait like a month or so till the crowd dies down. Dude, I know people have seen it 3 times. It's crazy.
Well,
And
some
now
people
it's on DVD or Blu-ray next week
Wow,
or
that's
this
nice.
week, and I think they're gonna no Star Wars. Sorry, Star Wars is that's gonna make money.
Oh, yeah. You'll watch that one again, huh?
I enjoy. I kind of dig that Daisy Ridley chick. She's kind of nice to look at, but she's a little skinny though. I mean,
A little thin, but she's good looking.
she needs to eat a turkey or 3. That'll be put a little bump in that rump of hers.
Eat a hamburger, woman. Eat a hamburger.
Carl's Jr. size. Let's be honest. None of that Sonic tiny, in and out size burgers. No, you can't have that.
They
Which
are tiny, aren't they?
they're like this. I'd rather have White Castle, and I miss White Castle. They don't have it down here.
No, that's all up in the Northeast, isn't it?
Yeah. No. But anyway, so we're at 34 minutes. I think we're
34. Oh, I haven't been funny enough yet.
no, we're doing good. So
We are funny. Good. I was worried.
so how's everything? Social life. How's everything?
Oh, still seeing that same woman.
Oh yeah.
We'll see
Do
how
you
that
are
goes.
you do you want to? You don't have to talk about
I don't want
her.
to go into detail because
Yeah.
I want to keep on seeing her after she hears the show. So
Yeah. So everything's going good.
yeah,
Any weird romantic dates that you went on to where you had to You know, just
I should be
awkward.
so
Any
lucky.
awkward situations that
I
you were
should
in.
be so lucky, but no.
You know, yeah. It's always weird, and you've been dating her a while. What, like, few months?
So, we had our 6 month anniversary,
You count those?
and somebody's got to. Back in February, so we're going on 8 months.
Wow.
No, 7 months. Just 7 months now.
Still, you're getting to that 1 year anniversary. That's gonna be, ooh. And you met her online, right?
No, I work with her.
You're dating a coworker.
Yeah, I'm dating a coworker. Surprise, surprise. No, number 9
You're
days.
Jim and Pam, aren't you? Kinda.
Wait, Jim and Pam?
From The Office.
Oh.
Give me your geek card.
Okay.
Give me. How do you not know about that show?
I've only seen like 2 or 3 episodes of that one. That's not a geek
There's
show.
about 200 episodes out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of episodes to keep up on now. I'm only going to
Yeah. That's pretty. I didn't know that she worked with you. That's pretty cool. So is it like you meet in the break room and then you both reach for the coffee, you know,
No, not quite.
and then your hands touch, and next thing you know, you hear music and fucking Disney birds are flapping. People are like, "What are you doing in there? Stop fucking!"
What are you doing in that cube over there? What's going on in that cube over there?
She's like, "I dropped my pencil. Hold on." You're on the phone.
Oh.
She's pulling a Lewinsky as you're handling business on the phone.
Your work office must be so much more interesting than mine to come up with all that stuff.
No, mine, we had a coworker of mine actually had one of the sales guys hit on her, but he was already seeing this other girl, his girlfriend. He was dating this girl. And so they had each other's cell numbers as, business, She's like, text me, let me know what reports you need, and here's my card, and the card had her cell number. So let's call her Sally. And then the guy, his name's Brian. So Brian, these are fictitious names, obviously.
Okay.
It's all anonymous, but Brian would travel, but his girlfriend would be here in Dallas. And Sally would get texts from Brian saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in town. You want to grab a steak dinner, talk about work, quote unquote." That whole thing. And so I remember she told me that it started getting more friendly, and the texts kept getting around 9, and then 10 o'clock, and then around, booty call time, around 12:45 on a Friday.
Start texting a compromising picture.
He didn't text pictures, but he had words. Words are powerful, too. And next thing you know, she's like, okay, I'm kind of feeling weird about this, blah, blah, blah. And he just kept at it. He took like 3 days off and then started back again. 10 o'clock, 10:30. Hey, how's it going, cutie? How's it going, sweetie? That kind of thing. Next thing you know, she texts him she's like, oh, nothing much, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, his girlfriend, Brian's girlfriend, texts Sally and says, you better stay away from my man. And that shit went down, dude.
Did you just give their real names?
No.
Okay.
Sally and Brian are, That's all you need to know. Yeah, no, Sally and Brian are the fictitious names of my two very real coworkers.
Okay.
Well, they're no longer with our company, but this was a couple years ago. It was pretty. She said it got pretty crazy because the girl wanted to show up at the parking lot of the company, and kind of pull a ghetto fight or whatever. And it's like, come on, man.
And it's him doing it, not even her.
Yeah,
Doing it,
she was like, I didn't start this. Brian did all this. And then Brian was like, oh, I'm sorry, my girlfriend got a hold of my phone. Oh, yeah, that's what you should apologize for.
Yeah, I don't think.
That makes complete sense. People aren't cheating right anymore. You gotta cheat. You gotta be like a ninja. Here's the thing. I know so many people that have divorced. I know so many people that have relationships that ended. Personally, I've had a relationship end where, cheating was involved. It wasn't me. I was the victim. But anyway.
Yeah, okay. I'll go for that.
Okay, shut up, idiot. But to me, you got to do it right. You got to be Facebook doesn't help. Social media. You don't post. You don't send dicks. You don't tweet. You don't Instagram. You just gotta be slick about it.
A Facebook post. Just made out with my new girl. Hope my other girlfriend doesn't find out about
Exactly.
it. What the hell?
Like, hopefully this relationship lasts. You're like on your wedding day, you take a picture, a selfie with your wife, and then you change it from in a relationship to married. And then you're like, hope this lasts, wink, winks, and then you tag whoever you're banging on the side. That's pretty much what you're doing. Idiots out there, man. Like, I don't understand how people can't cheat right. I'm not saying you should, but you kind of have to think about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you ever think about how you're gonna rob a bank? You watch a movie and you watch Heat, The Heist, all those heist movies, and you're like, yeah, Sugar's. Was it the cheerleaders?
Cheerleaders, yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that movie. That was a pretty funny movie. Was it based on actual?
No.
I'm trying to think of some cheerleader movie where. No, that was where the mom murdered one of the cheerleaders because her daughter didn't make the team. It was a Texas story. I remember that.
Texas cheerleader mom story.
Yeah, it was a court case where she's like, my baby didn't make it, so I'm gonna kill this bitch, and didn't solve anything, but you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so what was I saying? It was cheating. Yeah.
Cheating.
People aren't doing it right.
Facebook is not a good idea when you're cheating.
If you're gonna have to just use secret messages, like meet up at a park bench, give her an envelope, and be like, the squirrel flies at midnight, or you say some shit. That means suck my dick in the hotel room. There's a key. We'll see there in 15 minutes. People aren't doing it right.
The squirrel not gonna fly at midnight unless
the nuts will be in your mouth by 3 p.m. That's some fucking euphemism.
I've never seen a post back. The squirrel's not gonna fly at midnight unless the lemur.
The lemur spanks itself, you know.
You're gonna get her too, gosh darn it.
Yeah, and then you do the shades, you shake them or you do whatever as she's parked across the street. Like, people gotta cheat right. But I bet there's people that are doing it and they're getting away with it for years and years. So that, you know, I'm not saying good for them. I'm saying that's a shitty marriage. But yeah. It's just sad to hear these stories. You're like, why did you do this if you knew that she can access or he can access your Facebook?
Why did you post it on Facebook if you knew he was on?
And if you're friends with like your cousin or your parents online and you start posting weird,
you can't do squat on Facebook without somebody.
Exactly. That's why you just say, hey, you know what? I'll just post stuff that doesn't really pertain to me. Articles.
Politics.
Oh, well, no. That's where you lose people. You find out who's liking who, and you're like, this racist motherfucker.
I didn't realize they were completely broken inside.
It's kind of funny to me how last year it was funny to hear that, you know, Donald was running. And now it's like, he is the only remaining person for...
Oh, that Cruz is still running, isn't he?
No, he's so far behind. He's running. It's like Sanders. Sanders has 900-something delegates or whatever votes. He's like 1,200 away. Hillary's only like 400 or so away. She can easily win. Like, to me, it's sad to say this, but I don't know about Bernie Sanders. It's looking like it's gonna take a lot to actually get him in there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird that he's promising free college when I'm like, where is the money gonna come from then? Who's gonna pay for it?
Tax the rich. Take out all the loopholes.
So the entire
all the
rich
are actually. You don't give loopholes for having jobs in China. You have loopholes for having jobs right here in the States. That's the kind of thing he's going to fix. Once you do that, you'd like to have jobs. They'll spend the money. That'll generate sales income and sales taxes. It'll all come around. Rather than giving tax breaks for having a job in China, you have the tax breaks to have the job here in the United States like it should be.
My question is this. He gets elected, let's say. 2 years in, the man is 78 years old or something.
Yeah, and Hillary's 72.
And he doesn't wake up, let's say he doesn't wake up one night.
Oh.
What do you do? Like a year in, you know, it's like, the Republicans could come in and just go, okay, we can just vote down all his shit that he tried to pass in his first year as president. Like, I don't know. To me, it's like a back and forth thing. It's middle school, the schoolyard. It's like you have
Yeah.
these guys versus these guys. And it's just, they're bumping heads. Our turn to take over Congress. Okay, now your turn to take over Congress. Our turn to be president. To me, it's like, it's getting to the point where, aren't they all friends when it comes, in the end, they're all getting the same lobby money. They're getting the same fundraiser.
Not quite. It's more complicated than that, unfortunately. Since extremism got in there. That's pretty much what happened. Extremism got into Congress. Because they won't make deals. It's their way or no way at all. That's the problem.
Interesting.
They don't compromise to get the results. They're do it this way or we'll block everything and nothing's going to happen. We're talking politics. Let's not do that.
Yeah. So anyway, that was our brief.
Let's talk cheating people again.
Okay, cheating. Have you ever been cheated on?
Yeah.
And so have I.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
And like the thing is, for people that have been cheated on, how long did it take you to recover from all that? Was it a few months?
Yeah,
was
a
it?
few months.
Yeah. Yeah, to me that's pretty much what it sucks. You know, it's just one of those things that happens in a relationship where you think everything's going well, and then you know, did you ever confront the other person?
No, it was online.
Same here.
So I didn't get to actually confront them.
Yeah. I mean, I have another story, but that's a whole other topic where I wasn't technically cheated on. I was pretty much the guy that came in and basically kind of ruined the marriage. Like,
The cheater.
she was married the whole time we dated, and I didn't know this. I thought she was single. Her husband traveled for work, so he was hardly home. She, basically told me she loved me first, all this stuff. Next thing I know, after she dumped me via text, 2 weeks later, I bump into her friend, and her friend's like, did you know was married the whole time? And I was like, what do you mean? And then she tells me, and I was like, okay, so we dated 7 months. I was dating a married chick the whole time. And she practically lived in my apartment with me. So she 4 or 5 days out of the week, her stuff was over there. And so I thought I had it made. And I was so close to asking her to marry me, too. I was getting ready. I was like 6 months. I was like, it's time to look at K Jewelers, contact these guys. I even went to the store and I was like, so what's good advice to, ask this girl to marry me? And so the counter girl was like, it's 6 months is a good enough time. Do you love her? I was like, yeah. And she's like, does she love you? I was like, in fact, she said she loved me first. And the girl was like, you got it made. Next thing, I think she was just trying to sell me a ring, but So I was like, okay, I might come back. So I was seriously thinking about, like, around month 9, I was going to propose. But nope. Around 7.5, 8 months in, bam! And I didn't do nothing for months. I was already unemployed. I don't know why she was with me, but she was gorgeous. She was funny, but apparently the greatest actress ever.
Yeah.
Like, don't even give it to what's her name that just won, or Anne Hathaway. Don't give it to Anne Hathaway. Give it to this girl, because she was the greatest actress I've ever experienced. Yeah, and so that happened, and then that got me into stand-up. I went to open mic one night, and next thing I know, I started ranting about not having a job, having bad credit, and having debts, and then girlfriend was married the whole time. And then that's when the manager of the comedy club looked at me and was like, what do you do for a living? I was like, I told you, I got nothing. And he's like, you should stick to this. And I was like, okay. And then next thing I know, that's what happens. And so I kind of thank her for getting me into this career that I'm on. But, it still sucks because the girl that I was going to marry was just somebody that was already married. She had a double ring. She would have had a double, like, what's this ring on your finger already? Oh, that's okay. Just some dude already gave it to me. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, did she have a ring on at all? Or
no, she did. She never had. No, that's what I kept thinking back. I was like, did she have one of them? I was thinking of all the moments that I could have noticed her finger, but I was just so enamored with other stuff, like, other body parts, I guess you could say. She was gorgeous. She kind of looked, she was Colombian and Mexican hybrid.
Okay.
So she was gorgeous. Automatically, right there, you're like, okay, that's amazing. So any two races together, you're gonna get a really nice looking
Not
person.
always, but you can.
Not, from my experience, 9 out of 10 times. But yeah, and yeah, she looked like Sofia Vergara with darker hair. She was very cute.
That is cute, yeah.
Yeah,
Sophia's really hot.
a young, so not the 40-something-year-old that you see now. I mean, I wouldn't mind,
No, she's still looking good
but
too.
you know,
She was in that second Machete movie with that outfit on. Oh my goodness.
I love that part where she just screams "Machete!"
You got the machine gun
And
boobies?
she's machine gun tits. Yeah, that was great. Anyway, but yeah, so I sort of have a bias on people that cheat. I automatically call them scumbags, but maybe they have their reasons, like their husbands travel, or
Who
you
knows?
know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Let them live their own lives.
yeah. So anyway, that's a downer. But yeah. So anything to promote? So you're working on?
I'm working on A Summer to Remember. I'll have the script finished this week, the last draft, I should say.
Okay.
I'm going to break it down to shots. In the first 2 weekends of May, I'm going to be shooting the movie, being a night shoot. It's going to be aggravating shooting at night.
Make sure to use a flashlight like Zack Snyder, that hack. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I kind of am. I got my movie lights and everything I'll be using. But yeah. But yeah, I'll be shooting that, and I'm going to send it out to all the various, you know, cans if it's within the schedule. Sundance and Slam Dance, all the dances out there. Send them out to all the dances.
Enchantment Under the Sea.
Enchantment Under the Sea.
Don't try to bang your mom,
The
dude.
movie, the movie festival, like Slam Dance.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Sundance,
yeah. Yeah.
that kind of
I'm
dance.
I'm hip to the entertainment game.
But yeah, that's my big thing right now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I got a Gym Experiment Improv, the yearly improv show that we do. It'll be in June, I believe. But
Yeah, I still want to record that. And I got to remember
you
to
gotta
send
ask
you.
Jocelyn, dude.
I did. She mentioned that she, yeah, let's record it. She finally got to say that when we were at the end zone that one time. Oh, you said karaoke coming up, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah. So I got Gym Improv, and then I've got two weddings that I'm gonna do between now and May, but it's whatever. It's just part of the business. I love weddings, but it's gotten to the point where you have the old ladies asking you, what about you? Do you have any kids? Why are you a fucking loser? That kind of thing.
Why aren't you married yet? What's wrong?
I was like, did my mother set you? Because I don't know who you are, bitch.
There's still women waiting in line. I get to full line first. Then I'll pick the one.
I always tell people this. My career is number one, so I'm trying to get focused on once I get into that late night TV, SNL, whatever goal of mine,
Then you
then
can
I
marry
can
Anne
think
Hathaway
about
or
that.
something.
So I'm not good. Anne Hathaway disgusts me, but I understand what you're trying to say. You mean Daisy Ridley
Okay,
after
you'll
she
marry
eats the
Daisy
3
Ridley
turkeys that
after
I
she
tell
has
her
her
to?
turkey sandwich.
Yeah, poor skinny girl. Uh, Brothers like some meat on them. No. But it's just one of those things where, yeah, if something happens, it happens. But right now, I'm not trying to think about getting married. Because, first of all, kids are great, but they're also annoying and they're idiots. So I don't, you know. That's why I couldn't be a school teacher. I don't know how they do it. I can't teach a bunch of first graders. I'd get fired my first day just for yelling, like, shut the hell up. Like, to me, I like kids. I just don't like your kids.
There's your next Facebook post.
Exactly. Like, I could go on. But anyway, so just to save time, I like kids, but not your kids. But yeah, that's it. I'm not really doing anything. I know I'm going to be traveling for work, but yeah, I'll just post on Yabs Comedy on Twitter and Michael Yabs on Facebook. So follow me and keep you posted on shows. I'd like to thank Bruce, and I think that's all we got.
I think that's all we got for this time. Sure.
Yeah, so
Aren't
we.
you going to promote your autobiography? Chocolate is my stripper name.
Oh, chocolate mint chocolate chip. What the hell was it? I don't even remember.
Chocolate is her stripper name. You were joking about
Oh
before we
yeah,
started.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have so many stripper names. It's always weird. But anyway, so yeah, so we will catch you later, and make sure to subscribe and follow YouTube, Mike Yabs. All right, thank you guys, and have a good one.